Hello everyone, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to the ESC Scott YouTube channel. I'm Dean and I am doing a very ridiculous, stupendously early video. I was inspired by the wonderful Eurovision Histories. If you have not checked this channel out, please go do so, because he makes some amazing videos, some amazing analysis of the songs, dives deep into the national finals, gives us the best and most up-to-date news. So go check out his channel because it's really good. And he inspired me to make this video, to make the early prediction of who I think could win Eurovision 2025 in Basel. Now, obviously, we know right now officially one song that will be going to Eurovision. As of now, as of December the 11th, I think it is, we all know one song that's going in. It's Montenegro, Nina Zizic with Dobrodošli. That's the only song we know. But we don't even know who's participating this year. We don't even have the participation list. So this prediction should not be happening, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It's just a fun video. I've noted down 6 possible countries in my mind who I think have the potential to win this year, based on the songs in the national finals, based off how well they've done in the previous years, and the vibe. I feel like every year you do kind of get a vibe from certain countries, how they're selecting their entry. Are they doing it internal or are they doing a national final? Have we got any changes in head of delegation, any changes in the way we're selecting the entry? That's really all I've got to base it off of. I've got 6 countries that I want to talk about, and then I have some honorary mentions that I want to talk about at the end as well. But before I begin this very ridiculous early prediction, remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more reactions like this one. Also share it with your friends, that little share button, share it with the Eurovision community, because that would just make my day. So I think you should do it. Okay, so let's begin with quite an obvious one. I feel like this country's always on everyone's radar. The national final is amazing. The songs in the national final are always so good. They bring quality, their music scene is second to none, and they have won it so much recently that I think they're going to probably win again soon. Why not it be 2025? It's Ukraine. Ukraine are just stupendously good at Eurovision. Like, they just know how to do it. It kind of feels like they don't know how not to do well. They are just way leaps and bounds ahead of other countries. They just know what they're doing. The broadcasters are in a really good position, basically can afford to take risks left, right and centre, and Ukraine do that. They do that every year. They take risks with the song, with the staging. They are the country I think that we can rely on to send quality no matter what. And look at the situation Ukraine have been in recent years, and yet they still have been coming to Eurovision every single year, every May, with a song that is incredibly good, and every February holding a national final that looks so professional whilst the country is mid-war. What? How? I don't get it. But obviously that's just in general Ukraine. Ukraine just know how to do Eurovision. But next year, obviously, we have had 3 years of a non-Ukraine win. Could they do it again? I just have something in me telling me this year I think Ukraine are going to send a really good song. I mean, they always do, but I just have a feeling it's going to be a favourite. And not only that, popular artists in Ukraine are itching to get onto FYR. FYR is their national final. I know so many artists from Ukraine are really itching to get onto this national final to represent their country. There are so many amazing popular artists that really strive to represent their country. Whereas if we had that in the UK, like if we had a national final and we had artists that were popular in the UK trying to represent us, I couldn't imagine that. Like, Ukraine are just in an amazing position, and I feel like we will get a win soon from them again. Even though I know a lot of people that probably don't want Ukraine to win again for another few years at least, I think it will be happening soon, so brace yourselves. And also to mention, Ukraine is the only country with a 100% qualifying record. They've never not qualified. So that just tells you everything you need to know. So my first one is Ukraine. My next one is probably surprising to some, but I think that they are gaining momentum, even though what happened last year was catastrophic to say the least. But I do think that this year they may want revenge, and it's the Netherlands. That is exactly what I actually have noted down here. I have the Netherlands, and in quotes, I think they're back for revenge. Obviously, if you're a Euro fan, you know what happened last year. JESC got disqualified literally the day of the final on the Saturday morning. Got disqualified, and it's now been revealed he got disqualified for literally nothing. And many people were just assuming that the Netherlands would be withdrawing from Eurovision 2025 just because of the whole controversy. They may want to take a year out just to kind of reflect and kind of group together, try and gather their thoughts, and possibly come back in 2026 with an amazing entry and win. But then I was thinking, I'm like, they could just do that this year. There were so many submissions, which I can't believe. I think it was over 300 submissions to the broadcaster to represent Netherlands, which is a really good number considering the fact that Joost already kind of said that he would want to represent Netherlands again, but obviously that didn't happen. I think that's probably for the best, I'm not gonna lie. And not only that, a representative from the Netherlands core team has revealed that he's listened to one of the songs and it's the front run, it's the one that's been selected, and he thinks it could win. Obviously, he would say that, but I think the Netherlands this year are just going to want revenge. I just think this year the Netherlands is going to bring something that kind of knocks it out the park. Like Joost, I think it's going to be better. I think they have a song that might win it. That's what I feel. And also it has been revealed that some very popular Dutch artists have submitted a song, like Dewey Bob and Anouk from 2013. She submitted a song as well. So we have got some very popular artists within the selection. Something is just telling me this year that the Netherlands will be a favourite. I'm just holding out hope that the Netherlands will come and win it, because that would just be such an amazing story that you get disqualified 2024, then 2025 you win it. That would just be magnifique. And also the Netherlands do have a new head of delegation. The assistant head of delegation is now the new head of delegation, and that screams to me, every time that happens, it's a good thing for me personally. I quite like when they do switch it up with the head of delegation. It's a fresh pair of ears and eyes, and personally I think the Netherlands does need that this year. Okay, let's move on, because I could be sat here talking about Netherlands the whole night. So let's move on. The next one I have noted down is one of my favourite countries in Eurovision, point blank. Like, I love this country at Eurovision. Every single entry they have sent, I think since 2017, I've just adored. It is Norway. So Norway have revealed that they're changing things up with their national final this year, Melodi Grand Prix, which is, of course, if you have watched my channel before in the previous years, you know, is my favourite all-time national final, which is obviously why Norway is one of my favourite countries at Eurovision. But they are changing the way Melodi Grand Prix works this year. Basically, they're scrapping the semi-finals. So MGP used to consist of like 4 or 5 semi-finals and then one big grand final. But unfortunately, NRK, the Norwegian broadcaster, has had budget cuts this year. So they've had to scrap the semi-finals, and they're now just focusing on one big grand final in February. Personally, I think is what's best. I think that's great. The semi-finals, they were nice to watch. I mean, as I say, I love MGP. We are losing basically 3/4 of the whole show and all of the songs that we usually would get from MGP. But that if we have to lose that to get a better quality national final and better quality songs, I'm happy with that. Like, I don't care. I know Norway. I know that they hold amazing songwriting camps. I know that they will have 10 amazing songs in that lineup for the final. I can guarantee you that they will have some good songs. And as I say that about the Netherlands, I just have it in my heart and my head that I think one of these songs could win Eurovision 2025. Norway have been on an upward trajectory as well. They are one of the countries I always look for when it comes to winning the contest. And also, like Netherlands, they have had a change in head of delegation. So Stig Carlson, who is well known as being the Norwegian head of delegation for the past, I can't remember how many years, I think it's since 2019, 2018. He's done it for a few years now, but he's leaving the delegation, I think in January, and it's being took over by someone new. Yet again, something good in my book. It's someone with a new outlook, a new perspective. They can change things, make it for the better. Hopefully, crossing my fingers. Just Norway's track record has been good, even though they did come last year with Gotha. I just think the set of circumstances weren't great for them last year. I think we can all agree that it was really, really good. They've done very well. They sent Norwegian for the first time, I think, since 2006. So they've done so well. And I don't see that last place in the grand final as a bad thing. I just know that they're going to reflect on that and hopefully build a better national final up from that. And I hope it doesn't discourage them from sending something Norwegian again, because they need that language in Eurovision, because it's stunning. It's an amazing language. So yeah, I would definitely say Norway is one that I'm looking out for next year. Now, my fourth one is quite predictable. I think a lot of people would have this country in their list as well of potential winners. It is Italy. Obviously, the main reason for this is Sanremo. Sanremo is such an absolute amazing... I was about to say national final, but I know a lot of people will come at me in the comments for saying it's a national final. But it is. At the end of the day, it is its own music festival, but it is a national final. It has chosen the Eurovision artist for, since 2011, bar some years. Some years the second place has gone, but it has selected the Eurovision entrant since 2011. So it is a national final. It is and it isn't. But we can always rely on Sanremo. It is fantastic. Every single year, we get the most famous Italian artists signing up with amazing songs. We know that it's good, and we know we can rely on the Italian juries and public selecting a good song. We know Italy can revamp their songs well. We can kind of rely on them to do good staging, bar last year. I don't think Angelina Mango's staging for La Noia last year was very good, but we know that they can stage well. We know Marco Mengoni is a good example. Måneskin, an amazing example of great staging that elevates the song well. And the lineup for Sanremo has now been revealed, and we've got some amazing stars in there. We've got Elodie, who's the favourite to win Sanremo right now. We've got Achille Lauro, who represented San Marino in 2022, so he's now hopped over to Italy. Yet again, I just have this weird sneaky suspicion that I think Italy are trying to win again, and it's going to happen. Maybe if it's not this year, it will be happening in the next few years, but Italy are coming for that win again. Now, the last 4 of my predictions have been quite, I would say, predictable. I think the last 4 have been predictable. The next 2 are a little bit out there and adventurous, and I don't think many people would select these countries as potential winners. But from the vibe I'm getting this year specifically, I have to note these down. I have to select these 2. The first one is I can't believe I'm saying it, and I know it's so early, but if I get this right, I can declare myself the one that said this first. Like, I just want to say this. Germany. L'Allemagne. Now, the main reason I am stating that Germany is a potential winner for me next year is this man, Stefan Raab. He has been responsible, when he was part of the delegation, he was responsible for all of the top 10 finishes, basically. So he has previously been part of the German delegation. He hasn't been for quite a while, but he has done it previously. And he was actually responsible for Lena winning in 2010 with the song Satellite. He played a big part in that win for Germany in 2010, and it's been revealed that he is coming back this year, and he has revamped basically the whole national final system. Basically, they're going to have two, I think it's 2 qualifiers, 1 semi-final, and a big grand final. And to note, all of these shows are going to be on primetime German television. It's not going to be stuck on at like 10:30 at night. It will be primetime on German TV, which is something new for the German national final. They've not had that in quite a while. They had over 3,000 submissions for artists and songs, so they have so much selection, and I'm assuming that within these songs that they have at least one of them is a winner of Eurovision. Surely, you would hope so. In a country like Germany, who has an amazing music scene, one of these songs and artists can win the Eurovision Song Contest. You would think. And if Stefan Raab at the helm of it, I'm sure that he will select the one that can do it. I really hope. Everything that I've said there screams to me potential winner. Like, they've changed a lot of the system. They've brung back a guy that was responsible for them winning in 2010. And the overall general vibe for Germany this year is positive, which it hasn't been for many years, which is so exciting. This kind of feels like it might be their Sam Ryder moment. I'm hoping that it is. Obviously, the contest hasn't happened yet. We haven't even chosen the song yet, but it almost feels like Germany might get that, and I'm hoping they do, because they deserve it. It would be the greatest comeback ever, because they've came last countless of times. German people have this opinion on Eurovision. Well, I say most German people have this opinion on Eurovision that it's just not good. They always come last. It's not fair. Europe doesn't like us. Kind of what the UK's opinion to Eurovision used to be like. I think Germany's kind of took over that kind of title. But this year, the overall general feel about Germany, for me, and from what I've seen and from what I've heard, it seems good, it seems positive, and that's why I had to note them down as a potential winner. I just hope that I'm right. I hope I'm right. And I have one more country. This is probably the one that's the most shocking to me. Kind of shocking. It's kind of in the same vein of Germany shocking. But this country, it's interesting, this one. They've revealed the artists for the national final. They have 7 artists for the national final, and it's pretty good. I know that this country has been waiting and waiting for that all-important win, and I think it's gonna happen soon, and I hope that it's in 2025. And if you just turn the German flag over on its side a wee bit, you get Belgium. You get Belgium. I don't know why. This seems like this to me is a very personal one. I was looking at the participation list, and I was trying to think. I was looking through all the countries so far that have been confirmed, and I was thinking, could they win? Do I think they could win? Do I think they could win? And the one for me, I don't know why I thought this was Belgium. The one that I don't know why. We haven't heard the songs yet. We have got the participation list. There are a few names in there that I have looked up and they're very interesting. There's a woman called Mentisa who is going to be in the national final. Listen to a few of her songs. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I think she might be one to look out for. And I've seen some of these national final artists getting some attention, and I just have this weird sneaky suspicion that they're going to send something good this year. Also, Belgium does this weird thing where they have two broadcasters. They have a Flemish broadcaster and they have a Flanders broadcaster, and they alternate. So one year the Flemish broadcaster sends the entry, the next year Flanders, the next year Flemish, and they alternate. This year, I don't know whose turn it is. It's VRT. VRT is the broadcaster for this year. I don't know if that's the Flemish or the Flanders broadcaster, but all I know is it's the better one, because I'm sure that they were responsible for Hooverphonic, which is an amazing song. They were responsible for Gustav in 2023. So to me, personally, the VRT is the better broadcaster, and I think this year, for some weird reason, I think they have a chance. I don't know why. Don't question me on it. As I say, this is a very personal one. I just have a weird feeling. Something in my gut telling me that they're going to send something good and they could potentially win it. I don't know why. As I said, don't judge me. It's an early prediction. It's such a stupid idea, but I thought I'd do it because I want to be right. I really want to be right. I would love either Germany or Belgium to win it. I would really love that. I think they're my main two out of these 6 that I would really love to win, because they've not won in a long time, if you consider 2010 a long time. But yeah, they are my 6. I have a list of honorary mentions. These are the ones that I'm not gonna go into detail about, but I think I've got 10 in the honorary mentions. I'm not gonna kind of go into the details and specifics of why these are my honorable mentions, but I'm just gonna say them. So I've put Armenia, Croatia for obvious reasons, Finland because of UMK, amazing national final, France, I think they're on an upward trajectory, they're going to win soon. Greece, they've got a national final this year for the first time in a few years, very exciting. I'm optimistic about Greece. Then we've got Lithuania, Luxembourg, Serbia, I think are also on their way to winning soon. I have to put Sweden, I think that's kind of standard. You have to put Sweden, they always are in the chance of winning. Måns Zelmerlöw is in the national final. I have to put them in. And then the UK, because I want to be biased. Yeah, I put the UK in my honourable mentions. I didn't put them as one of my main 6, but I put them as my honorary mentions. I think that's okay. I think that's acceptable. But yeah, they are my potential winners for Eurovision 2025. And we are about 6-7 months away from the show in Basel. It doesn't matter. It's just a bit of fun. And if you want to put your early prediction of who you think, actually just put what country you want to win. What country do you want to win Eurovision 2025? Just based off vibe, based off the artists we have for national finals so far. Who would you like to win Eurovision 2025? Let me know down below in the comments. Thanks so much for watching this video, sticking around for the whole video. So remember to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more reactions like this one. And I hope to see you in the next one. See you then, and bye-bye.